What is up, everybody? This is JP here coming at you with another video. Today's video we're going to be talking about workout volume. Volume, big topic, a very popular topic. We're going to talk about how much does it matter. Straight off the bat, I'm going to say volume matters. It definitely does matter. It matters if you're a bodybuilder, it matters if you're a powerlifter, definitely, or anything that involves strength, strongman. Volume does matter. It matters on both aspects. Now, obviously, it's going to matter for other athletes more than others. An easy example is obviously workout volume is going to matter more for a bodybuilder in the sense of gains than it is for a strength athlete. And the reason for that is volume is going to dictate the magnitude of adaptation in regards to hypertrophy or how much muscle you get. But again, even though volume matters a lot, because again, if volume is going to dictate how much gains you get in regards to muscle mass, obviously for bodybuilders, you want to be bigger most of the time. For a strength athlete, when all else is equal, the more muscle you have, the more weight you're going to be able to move or do for that specific exercise. So volume is extremely important. But the main thing to realize, it is not everything, okay? A lot of people have taken volume and kind of ran with it and thought it's the end all be all. And I do believe that it has a big topic space in exercise science. I believe that a lot of people should talk about it because I feel like it is a very important topic, but I feel like sometimes the topic's been ran with and people like to overdo volume. So even though the exercise science research is pretty solid in regards to volume, and that 10 to 20 sets per muscle group per week is a good range for a lot of lifters for volume for a muscle group, you have to understand is that research doesn't cover every single individual. There are some individuals who respond better to more volume, especially over time, and there are other individuals who respond worse to more volume. So if if you increase volume for some individuals, they might actually see less gains than someone else, or they might actually see no gains at all. So I think that there's a very wide scope in regards to how volume affects different individuals. So if you just assume increasing volume over and over and over and over for a long period of time is the key, then you could be wrong depending on how you're trying to do it. And that kind of goes off to another topic, is that there's a lot of different ways you can increase volume. Some have different benefits than others. Adding sets is one way to increase volume, but adding sets, you only have so much room to work with that, because again, adding a couple of sets is adding a good chunk of time to your workout. So again, there's only so much wiggle room you have with adding sets. You can add weight to an exercise. This is gonna have a more long-term growth of volume. You know, when you're doing more weight for the same reps, that's the same amount of volume. So there's definitely different ways to do volume. More reps is another one. But you have to remember that it shouldn't be all about increasing volume. It should be about increasing volume intelligently. If you cannot increase volume intelligently, then I don't think increases to volume should be made. And increasing volume intelligently, that word intelligently in this sense has a lot of, has a lot of factors in regarding when you should change. For example, one thing to take into account is workout form or exercise form. If you're wanting to increase volume so much because you've seen the evidence and you know more volume means more gains, but you go from good form during some exercises to bad forms and other exercises, is that new volume that you've gotten from adding more weight, is it actually going to the muscles that you're trying to target, or is it going to you swinging, using momentum, using other different musculature to get the weight up? There's a lot of things that are impacting that. Ligament, tendons aid in lifts during exercises. So you got to think, is the muscle actually doing more volume? So not all increases in volume are made equal is an easy way to put it. So throwing volume on there, but then your form, is shit, you're not sleeping well, you're just recovering poorly in general, those are times obviously you shouldn't increase volume. So volume is just one factor to look at in regards to all other factors. So while it is important, you have to understand is that too much volume is a bad thing. It is definitely a bad thing, and that should be taken into account, and the importance for that cannot be stated more enough. So again, you have to just remember that. And also there's just a time and a place for volume increases. So as long as you're following those two things and you're balancing that, you're managing volume with recovery, you're managing volume with food, you're watching your progress over time, you're watching how you feel. If you're getting worse and worse sleep and you keep increasing volume, then that's not going to be a good thing over time, because you're going to be like, okay, I'm getting worse and worse sleep, I'm not able to recover from my workouts. So as long as you're increasing volume intelligently over your career, considering all factors, keeping your form good, then of course you want to increase volume. But if you're looking at it in a vacuum, just increasing volume for the sake of increasing volume because you read a little bit of research, that might not be the best route to take. If you guys have any questions, comments, leave them down below. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.